So for this project, I am going to try out some new resin as well as a new mold, and I got some colors from a friend. I have not tried out before the powder colors for the resin. So I am using Amazing Deep Pour and Turning Epoxy. And it's by Alumilite. I got it at Michael's. And it's a 2-to-1 ratio. So I'm just going to mix that up real quick. And that's my new mold, which is a little jar, which is pretty cool. And it has threads and everything on the lid. So hopefully everything is nice and tight and works great. And of course, with all resin, make sure to get every drop that you can out of it, because it's really important that the ratio is correct. And this one you're supposed to mix for, I believe, 5 minutes. And supposedly you don't need to pop any air bubbles in this one. It naturally settles because it takes several days to actually harden, so that you actually have time for it to like naturally bubble off by itself. So we will see at the end if that's true. And yes, I just spilt a bunch on the table, but I will scrape it all up and get it in here. And because of how big the mold is, I'm pretty sure 2 batches is necessary. I might even need a little bit more. So I'm just putting in a little bit of clear at the base, and I'm going to mix a few of these neon Let's Resin pigments in. I think they're actually UV glow. Not entirely sure. And sorry, this part's off camera. It will be on camera shortly. Like I said, I've always used the inks, so it's sort of new to me how much you're actually supposed to put and all of that kind of stuff, so bear with me. This is pretty much a full experiment. Now, I was hoping for sort of like a tie-dye effect, but I don't think I'm getting that. I'm going to try a different one. So I'm adding a little bit of like a mica based one from Black Diamond. You can see all the sparkles flying from the mica on that one. So I'm mixing the UV and the micas together to see if I can get an interesting color out of it. Why not, right? Ooh, that came out cool. You think the green would be brighter, wouldn't you? It doesn't really seem to hold its color throughout as well as some of the other ones. And I'm using some of the cellophane chips and the purpley blue color just to give it a little something else. Again, this is a full experiment, so we shall see how this all works out. And this green I added some pistachio mica powder to, which I think gave a much prettier color, as well as the UV resin. So, it seemed to work better. I'm just trying to zhuzh it a little bit. Although I think I'm making it muddier, but once you start, it's hard to stop. Bloop. And I'm just trying to use up every drop. It's a shame to waste any of it. It is a fairly expensive resin, this one, which is why I haven't tried it before, but if it gives a nicer finished product, you know, obviously it's worthwhile. So I added a dolphin on the lid, a polymer one that I have. Just thought that would be kind of fun. And now you can listen to me demold this guy. So it came out pretty cool. Better than I had expected with what was going on. Definitely like a nice little mold. Closes up really nicely. The resin did recess slightly, so I guess that's one of the issues. But here's what it looks like in the pitch black. So the glow does work. And this is me turning the lights off so you can start to see what it looks like in the pitch black. It's kind of neat, actually. Very glowy. Although I think I would put more UV resin because it doesn't glow quite enough. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. And this is how I finished the lid, just to make it a little cuter.